In this video, we are going to design a flyer for an NGO, Upward Motion Foundation. And this is actually an event coming up in May, so I was tasked to work on the flyer designs. So in this video, we are going to design everything from scratch in Adobe Photoshop. So without wasting my time, let's get into the tutorial. So first of all, you'd have to create a new document. So you simply go to File, and then you click on New, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl+N. All right, so we are going to name the project as Girls Inspiring Girls. So basically that's the name of the event. All right, so I will bring in my image. Okay, so before we continue working on the background, we need to decide on the color we are going to use for the whole artwork. So the event is basically for ladies, as suggested by the name, Girls Inspiring Girls. So the colors they normally use are purple, yellow, and white. So we are going to use the purple color for the background. So you go to Adjustments layer, and then you create a solid color. So here we are going to select the color we are using, that is the purple. All right, this is cool. Okay, so we need to blend this picture right here into the background for it to look presentable. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create a mask, and then you take your gradient tool, and then you draw your gradient below the picture. All right, so this is great. So here we are going to reduce the opacity of the picture to a desirable result. Yes, I think this is cool. All right, so we are done with our background. So let's group these two layers. So you select the two, and then you use the shortcut Ctrl+G, and we name it background. All right, so we are going to bring in the logo. So for the event, they already have a logo for the name of the event. All right, so here is the logo for the event. Yes, and then this is actually the second edition of the event. So we need to add the second edition to the logo. So to do that, we are going to create a rectangle here, a small one of course, and we make sure the color is also yellow, just like the one from the original logo. So you position it very well, and then we type in second edition. All right, so now that we are done with the second edition, we need to group them as one. So we are going to select all the three, then we group them, and then name them logo. So this is going to make our work very presentable as far as layers are concerned. So we are going to add a drop shadow to the logo group. Just a little drop shadow will do. So reduce the opacity, then you decrease the size a bit, then reduce the distance. Yeah, I think that's all. This is cool. Okay, so now we need to bring in the images we are seeing here. So I'm going to show you how you can create this curve and then put these images together. All right, so here we are going to use the pen tool. Normally a lot of creatives say that the pen tool is a very difficult tool to use in Adobe Photoshop, but here I'm going to show you how you can use it easily. All right, so just select the pen tool. Here you take a point here, and then you take another point at the opposite side. But here, after taking the point, you're not going to leave your mouse. You will left click and then hold, then you move it upwards and then to the other side. You can see that the curve is being created. Here you make sure that you are still holding your mouse, your left click on the mouse, and then you hold Alt you hold the Alt key on your keyboard and then you move the mouse pointer to its original position. That's all. After that, you need to enclose the shape because we are creating a shape, so it has to be enclosed. So here it needs to cover this whole part. So you click on the other side, you click on this side too, and then you join your curve. This is very simple. So now let's change the color to white. Yes, and then you move it upward a bit. So we have achieved the curve. Okay, so let's proceed. All right, so we are going to duplicate the shape, and then that means that after duplicating, we are going to get two shapes right here. So you duplicate it and then you move it beneath. All right, so I want to change the color of the first one so that you don't get confused. Okay, you can see that we have two curves here. All right, so we are going to bring in our pictures, and then we are going to put the pictures in the yellow shape. All right, so this is our first image. Okay, so make sure you position the first image at the other side of the curve. You want the schoolgirl to show. So here we are going to clip the image into the shape. So here you right click on the image and then you click on create clipping mask. Very simple. So let's do the same thing for the second image. All right, so we are going to position the picture in the middle here, but here you can see that this picture is very big and it is covering the first image. We are going to take the rectangular marquee tool, okay, and then we create boundaries. All right, so we are just going to take out the picture of this lady and then we discard the rest. So you draw around the picture and then you use the shortcut Ctrl+J. Now we have another layer here, so you can turn off the original picture. This is very simple. So let's clip this the new layer into the rectangle or into the shape. Very simple. Now with the last picture, we are going to bring it below the two images and then we clip it into it. Yes, so that's all. So we have finally achieved the effect here. All right, so there is one thing that we need to do to make our work beautiful, or to allow us add more details to the design. As you can see, the space here is very small. Comparing it to the original design, you can see that the space here is very big, right? So this means that our curve here, or the distance where the images are placed, is very big. All right, so we need to enclose it. So that means we need to move the first curve we created, or the curve that is on top of the images. We need to move it to the top in order to have enough spaces below. Yes, so that means that we need to decrease the size of the images. Okay, so now we can group the shapes and then the images into one group, and then we name them as images. Okay, so now we are going to bring in the necessary details from the originally created flyer here. Okay, so this is the date, So now it's left with one thing for us to do to be able to complete the design. That is the name of the NGO and their logo. Okay, so we are done with our flyer, but there is one last thing called the alignment. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to select all the layers here, and then we apply the alignment technique. Okay, so here there is a technique I mostly use for my alignments. So this is what you do. After selecting all the layers, you are going to use the shortcut Ctrl+A. So with this shortcut, it selects the whole artwork. Then after that, you make sure the move tool is being selected, and then at the top options at the top here, you can see some options here, and then you click on the align horizontal centers. When you click on it, all the details that you selected are being aligned to the middle, and it really makes your work very presentable, because alignment is very important in your designs. Yes, so this was how I created the flyer for the NGO. Thank you so much for watching the video. I believe you've learned something new today, and then I'll see you in my next video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.